Republican Congresswoman Nancy Mace sits on the House Armed Services Committee, and she joins us now. Welcome, Congresswoman. How much information are you getting? We're not getting a lot, and I guess I'm concerned about the lack of transparency here.
Well, I will tell you, sitting on Armed Services Committee, we are getting zero information right now, and I will be asking for a briefing this week once business, convenes this week. It's very disturbing to me. We've had now, what, 3 or 4, maybe 5 incidences over the last 10 days, and I have a lot of questions than answers right now. Why are we only now detecting these and seeing these items, and why haven't they been shot down before? If they've been over U.S. airspace, why are we taking so long to take down these objects? It's deeply concerning to see what's going on right now.
So you're on this committee. I imagine that you and the members of the committee talk to each other, even across the aisle, politically speaking. Are you sensing this sort of frustration from your Democrat colleagues as well about the lack of transparency and information coming to this particular committee that should be informed about it?
Right, and there is frustration. I had 2 classified briefings last week, one on the Intel subcommittee regarding the first incident with the Chinese balloon, and this is bipartisan. This should not be a partisan issue. We want to know why it's taking so long for number one, for me personally, to identify these objects. 2, why is it taking so long for them to be shot down? And 3, why are we being kept in the dark? Because the United States of America is not going to shoot down an object or send a fighter jet to go shoot down an object without knowing what it is. And so any suggestion that they don't know is just an absolute lie. We should be demanding answers this week.
Yeah, absolutely. They have entered our airspace undetected and then were shot down. So we need to talk about where all of our Pentagon money is going and if things are on par there. I want to move to another topic because I've been absolutely fascinated by your hearing that you had this week. And in it, you talked about having your second COVID vaccine shot, and when you did, you were vaccine injured. You now have asthma, you have tremors in your left hand, and you're experiencing heart pain. Talk to me about it and the fact that, so many Americans were forced to take this vaccine.
Right. Even our men and women in uniform were forced to take the vaccine or forced out of the military if they didn't want to take it. And one of my greatest frustrations was the censoring of information from doctors that are trained in some of the best places in the world, Harvard and Stanford, telling people that if you have natural immunity like I had, you didn't necessarily need to get the shot. And they put out data, even from our own government, showing some of this information. And Twitter executives who, as I rightly pointed out, are attorneys, they're not doctors, were out there labeling real medical information as disinformation and censoring that information. And I had my own vaccine injury. I've had tremors in my left hand and heart pain. I now have asthma. I take a steroid inhaler twice a day for the last year and a half. The issues I'm having health-wise are not going away. I will not be getting another COVID vaccine shot. And I have real concerns about the information that's been shared with the American public. They should know the risks, and we ought to have more information about vaccines before we take them, and certainly before we encourage people to take them. And I have regrets over getting the shot because I had COVID-19 twice. I thought I was doing the right thing. Comes to find out, I got injured because of it.
Congresswoman, you have so much more power than so many of the other people in the vaccine injured community. What do you plan to do, seeing that you do have this position, to make a difference? What's your goal? What's your plan?
Well, number one, I'm going to continue the battery of tests, excuse me, that I've had, and try to figure out what's going on and how to try to fix it. I don't want to have a lifetime of these health issues that I have right now. But number 2, we need to make sure that we're not forcing a vaccine on adults and children who do not want to take it, who might have natural immunity and already be protected. And number 3, get that information out to the public.
Yeah, amen to that. Thank you for your bravery, for coming forward with that. I know it's giving a lot of reassurance to so many in that community. Sadly, many of them were forced to take it. And I interviewed a pilot who lost his job because of the injuries. He can't do his job anymore. Thank you for what you're doing. It's really powerful. Congresswoman, have a great Sunday.
It's serious. Yeah, thank you, Rachel.
Of course.